Hello aspirants, I hope you all are doing very well. Myself Niraj Nachiketa, Faculty of Environment in Subramanian IAS Academy. Environment as a subject, if you look at, is a multidisciplinary subject. It is linked with geography, it is linked with culture, society, economy, current development, government programs, policies. At the same time, the global perspective of environment and national perspective. Now for the prelims 2024, the upcoming exam, environment questions, if you are looking from all perspectives, you could expect around 15 to 20 questions in the coming exam. And what all topics which you have to keep in mind is that, one is that ecological concepts, which is given in the NCERT book. So what you need to do here is that you must go through all those static portion. That means you should be aware of the concepts and the terms related to ecology. That, for example, let's say ecosystem, biomes, right? Then in terms of ecosystem functions like flow of energy, food chain, food web, pyramid, then nutrient cycle, biogeochemical cycles, those kind of all the concepts you should be aware of it. Adaptation of species, right? Then comes biological diversity, biodiversity as a topic, which is a very important topic for the examination. And every year in the prelims exam, at least minimum, there are 7 to 8 questions on biodiversity. And it is a very dynamic area. Static with current affairs and applied areas questions are asked. Third area is climate change, global warming, climate change. Again, theory with application and current development at the global level and national level. Like for example, COP28, UAE Climate Change Summit. What are the outcomes of the summit? Then from the theory part, you have to be aware of UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement, then carbon market. All those concepts you should be clear. Then with latest development, then India's NDC, National Determined Contribution. What are our programs to reduce carbon emissions? You should be aware of it. Another very important topic comes pollution. You all know that pollution is a burning issue, right? In context of global level, you know the problems regarding ozone hole, ozone depletion, then in terms of acid rain, then again the water pollution, land pollution, air pollution, Indian context, Delhi smog, by the same time, you know, river Ganga, river Yamuna, the wetland pollutions, water bodies eutrophication. Not only that, nowadays you know that Bangalore lake is getting dried off. That is one impact, is the climate change. Another thing is the another impact which the lakes are facing, that is the pollution. Then you know, recent time new areas are emerging, like for example light pollution, right? Nuclear pollution, plastic, microplastic. Now we are coming about nanoplastic. Not only the oceans getting affected because of the plastic pollution, but also the garbage with plastics affecting land ecosystem. Not only this part, but you have to be also aware of other type of contaminants and pollutants going to our environment, like electronic waste, biomedical waste, solid waste, and how do we manage such kind of waste. That again becomes very important for examination. So if we look at these all topics, whether ecological concept, biological diversity, climate change, pollution, you will find questions from all such areas. Now let me bring about here biodiversity, like threatened species of India. Recently, snow leopard census, the count has come. Then you know Nilgiri Tahar, like Nilgiri as a part of biosphere reserve, and the very important animal, an ungulate, that is a god variety, mountainous god variety, that becomes very important. Gharial, critically endangered gharial. Then any other or whatever you come across in terms of critically endangered, vulnerable, all those type of species you should be aware of. Not only that, whatever the wildlife management projects we have, like Project Tiger has completed 50 years, you should be knowing about the project plus tiger reserves in India. Elephant conservation, Project Elephant, 1992, elephant reserves. And recent time, you know, the elephant conservation has got limelight, right? In terms of elephant reserves and all things have come into the news. Project Cheetah, reintroduction of African cheetah to India, to Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. Again, those areas of cheetah, because it has remained in news, in terms of death of cheetah and conservation of cheetah. Any such wild animal which has the part of headline, UPSC can ask question on that. Plus protected areas network, national parks, sanctuary, biosphere reserve, then wetlands of international importance, Ramsar Convention, Ramsar sites. Now you know that this year during Wetland Day, World Wetland Day, 2nd February, the government has declared 5 new Ramsar sites. So now total number of Ramsar sites in India is now 80. So about Ramsar sites, where they are located, what type of wetland they are, what type of species are found in such wetlands which are now Ramsar sites. Again from current affairs and even the older one, UPSC asks question on that. Even part of the conservation part, another very important topic comes conventions, protocols, agreements, like for example CBD, Convention on Biological Diversity, Cartagena Protocol, Nagoya Protocol, plus sites for controlling the illegal trade of samples of specimens of wildlife, CMS on migratory species, on Bonn Convention. Again, these all conventions, global initiatives, and the way our law works, like Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Recently there has been amendment to the act, Biodiversity Act 2002, provisions of the law, amendment to the law. This you have to be going through that. So it is a very, very applied area, right? Same way Pollution, Water Pollution Act 1974, then Air Pollution Act 1981, Environment Protection Act 1986, the important provisions, NGT Act, National Green Tribunal and their provisions, plus whatever changes have been brought, rules, guidelines, programs, policies of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. You must be aware of that. So what I'll bring here in a final way, one is the static part, that's the theory part, that you have gone through all those concepts thoroughly, you have revised it again and again, you are sure about all those kind of terms. Second, current affairs, right? 1 year current affairs from the newspaper like the Hindu, Indian Express, Down to Earth magazine, right? Whatever the sources are there, compilations are there, the current affairs you have done properly there, going through all such topics of biological diversity, climate change, pollution, all those areas which are applied areas you have covered thoroughly there. Third very important thing which I've just highlighted, government programs, policies, initiatives. For this purpose you can visit PIB site, Press Information Bureau. Every year Central Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change comes out with the achievements of environment and all the programs of last 1 year, that you need to cover it. Apart from that, other PIB updates with respect to environment, you need to go through that. So third very important thing comes where the government initiatives have taken place, that you have to connect there. So static part, the theory syllabus. Second, current aspect, dynamic areas linked with government programs and policies. If you are able to do all this, you get a hold of the subject from various perspectives. Now what is the last thing? Looking at previous year questions, PYQs, to get an idea, at least last 5-6 years question papers, to get an idea of the standard of questions or the nature of the questions and the topics where UPSC continuously asking questions in prelims exam. And the fifth one, the most last part, is that practice, that you have to practice questions, multiple choice questions, as many questions on environment, you have to do the practice there. I would also like to bring another thing from the geographical perspective. Mapping becomes very important. So please make sure that Indian geography map, mountains, hills, rivers, right, tribes, vegetation, forest, climate, connecting with national park, sanctuary, biosphere reserve, tiger reserve, elephant reserve, ESZ, Ramsar sites. You have to connect with all those areas there. At least 2 to 3 questions on the map is asked every year in the examination. So given the fact this subject has become so important that 15 to 20 questions which can really help you qualify prelims exam, so you should go through all such areas which will help there. Now here at SRIS we are doing all such kind of topics in our normal classroom program, in our foundation batch. At the same time we are also having QP program also there. So this is our regular feature. We do it in our classroom program there. So this topic, go through it, do it well. Whatever assistance, support you need, you can always get back to us. You can contact us. We'll be more than happy to help you out. So I look forward to interact with all of you, and we as a team wish you all the best for the coming prelims exam. Thank you.